Good afternoon, Mr. Anthony Caban. How are we doing today?
We're doing good.
That's really good. So it is June the 20... I get my dates mixed up. So what's the day? June 21st on a Friday. And we last talked to you a few weeks ago. We had a fun podcast, sir.
That was one hell of a podcast.
Yeah. And you've done some shooting since the last time we came on.
Yes.
So for people who don't know, you're currently in the middle of finishing 2 feature films. The first one is Survival of the Apocalypse, and the second one is JLA United. And for people who don't know the acronym of JLA, what does that stand for?
Well, we spoke about this on the first podcast back in February, that it's Justice League and the Avengers United. So it's basically
movie.
Yeah, Justice League and the Avengers United. I know what you're thinking, Justice League of America United. That's because like I said, I did my first fan film was Justice League versus the Avengers. So with the sequel, it's gonna finish everything from Marvel related, and then the next fan film, if I do, because fan films are like a pain in the ass for me. Mm-hmm.
What do you do, a zombie movie?
No. No. But if we do a third fan film with JLA, I think it's just mainly going to be on Justice League, because I feel like the more I do a Marvel and DC, it gets confusing. So I think that it's just going to be mainly on the Justice League.
Okay.
For the next one, hopefully. There is something I would like to say regarding the last podcast.
Yeah, a lot was said during the last podcast.
I gotta admit, that was hilarious. We had a fun time. We had a fun time. We had a lot of humor. It was hilarious.
Shout out to NFW Tom.
Yep, he made me laugh. He did make me laugh a lot, and like I said, good guy. He's a good guy, and like I said, I wish him the best. Like, I really do. I really want to see him, achieve the rapping dream, and I don't think anything should stop him from achieving the dream. That one I can say. So I do wish him the best in his career, because he's got a good future ahead of him, and I hope that he achieves his dreams and makes people happy.
Definitely got some potential.
A lot of potential.
So you did say some things that you wanted to address today.
Yes. All right. Okay. So, despite that, the last podcast that we had, we said a lot of funny things, which was the positives. Mm-hmm. But there were some things that I said, and this is something regarding the people I called out on set regarding RDP and AD. Mm-hmm. I would like to apologize on behalf of my behavior and the things I have said on that last podcast, slandering people, and it was heavily wrong of me. It was extremely wrong of me, and I should have thought about it very carefully before doing the podcast. But we're not perfect in life. I don't think any of us is perfect. Mm-hmm. We all have problems in life, and it's hard for us to overcome it. It's hard for us to vent about certain things. And I was angry at the time, that day. I was angry. I was very angry. I was, battling my demons. I was having a lot of problems, and I was mortified by the fact that I took it out on them.
Okay.
And like I said, I want to say sorry to Noah and Logan, because these people, they worked really hard for this film. And Logan's parents, his family, donated to this film. And when I look back into that, they're nice people. I really do appreciate those two for committing to the film. And Logan is a great guy. Like I said, the things I've said, I was mad, and I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to say those things about him, because these are good. These are great people, and they took the time out of their day, and Noah took the day out of his job just to help this film, and I want to apologize again for that. It was wrong of me, and I would like to, learn from that and get better next time. Because despite how, the stress that we go through, the worst days on a film set is better than doing anything else. Like, I don't know how to use this term, but the worst days on a film set are the best days, or like they're better than just doing nothing.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I don't know. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Even on a day that's frustrating, you'd rather be on a film set than anywhere else.
Yeah,
I understand that feeling.
the worst days are better. They're like, even though it's you're on a film set and you have problems, it may not be perfect, but it's better than doing anything else. And and that's what matters. It's
that saying, like, it reminds me of that saying about more money, more problems, but it's like the response to that is like, yeah, but they're rich people problems.
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know what kind of car I'm gonna drive today. I got like 5 in the garage.
yeah, totally. But yeah, of course.
So did you end up saying? So I understand you were frustrated last time, and maybe you kind of overreacted in how you responded.
I like to say that I did overreact a lot, and there were different ways to handle it. There were so many ways, and this was not one of them. We had a conversation. We did have a private conversation, and we talked it out, and we move on. I wish them the best. Sadly, it was their last day last week. It was their last day on set. It was great working with them, and I wish them the best. A lot not creative differences, but there could be like scheduling conflicts. A job's a job. I understand that, but like, you got to if you're losing money at your job you work at, you gotta you gotta
keep the lights on.
Yeah, you gotta go back to your job. That way you can make money, because you can't lose your job over this.
Filmmaking ain't paying right now.
Filmmaking's not paying. So, again, please, if any jobs is preventing you from filming, stick with your job. Mm-hmm. Because if you're getting paid, stick with it.
Yeah.
Do not regret it. Because I've quit several jobs before in the past, and I made a bad mistake. Actually, I do have a job right now, which is at Phantom Fireworks, which is great job. Great job. Good job. So
Is it a seasonal job?
Yep. Okay. Seasonal.
But you like doing it right
now?
now?
I love it.
What do you have you doing right now?
Nothing but stacking boxes.
Stacking boxes?
And just going on our phones.
So while you're working, do you kind of see it as like an opportunity? Do you work on film stuff while you're at that job?
Yeah. They're so cool with days off and all. But that's because it's a slow day and we don't get a lot of customers coming in, so that's why it's a little slow. But this upcoming week, it's going to get packed. It's going to get so packed, and I'm just ready to like make some money so I can, save up for the next film and to, spend it on the last day of filming. But yeah, to sum this up, shout out to Noah and Logan for, helping out with the film since day one, because these guys are incredible and I can't thank them enough for it. I can't.
Shout out to Logan and Noah.
Yeah, you guys are incredible, and if I want them to to fulfill their dreams. I don't want anything bad to happen. I like every crew member to fulfill their dreams, and I don't want them to be blacklisted.
Right.
So that's why I'm not doing this just for the sake of them. I'm just doing this because I felt really bad. When I watched that last podcast and I've been, given some notes, I kind of want to address that. So I got that out of the way. Also, sorry if I said something really funny. That's something that I was, again, overreacting and just having fun. I did say, that she was hot.
Okay.
But, look.
We talked about that.
Exactly.
Not a good idea.
Not a good idea.
No.
It was a joke. It was a joke. It was all fun and games, but I kind of want to learn from that. But she's a great actress too. When I said that she's a great actress, I do mean it. She's new. Shout out to Hollis. Shout out to her. She's a great actress.
Shout out to Hollis. So
She plays Rachel in Survival the Apocalypse, and this is her first film. And I was so pleased with her performance, and she is getting so better with the acting and all.
that's good. I'm gonna pull up some stuff while you're talking there.
What you pulling up
I'm gonna pull up your Facebook because I was seeing some pictures go up, and I was
on
like,
film set?
it looked like you guys were out in the woods.
Yeah, I want to show you guys some photos. But yeah, look, everyone on set, I appreciate their time and value, and their professionalism is always valued at the end of the day. Just remember that. I had so much fun, working with the people on set. Even if we had bad days, there's also better days. There's gonna be much more better days.
Oh snap! And you got a picture with Dave Bautista.
I did.
I guess it's not impossible. He does live in Tampa.
Well, he does live in Tampa, so what do you expect? But yeah,
where did that happen? Is that at one of the film festivals?
No, actually, I was. So basically, I went to a premiere of Stober, with the new upcoming film that comes out next month with Kumail Nanjiani. Or Najani. Sorry if I pronounced your last name wrong. I'm sorry, friend. And the Bautista, the legend. And then it was pretty obvious they lived in Tampa. Logan and I, my 80, he actually came to see the movie too. And it was funny that we bumped into each other. So we both had a feeling that, he didn't see it coming, but I had a feeling that he would come to that premiere.
You just knew.
I just knew it because the film was supposed to start at 7:30, and it's like 5 minutes past 7. I was like, what is taking so long for this fucking film to play? And then suddenly, motherfucker shows up.
So Dave Bautista just kind of go by. So where are you guys right here in this picture?
So that would be in Theater 14 at AMC Veterans.
Okay, AMC Veterans, Theater 14. He just kind of walks by?
Yeah, he didn't like walk in. He just came from the back.
Okay.
You know how people are gonna get when you see Bautista coming in from the front? That's crazy. That's the best way to attract an audience.
Okay. So you're saying he kind of prearranged to just enter and leave from the back. Okay.
Well, they kept saying that there was air conditioning problems, and they were like looking outside, like what the fuck's going on? Like why isn't the movie playing? And then suddenly Dave Bautista shows up.
Oh, they held up the movie for him.
Yeah, that's what happened. And funny thing is that one friend was telling me, "Oh, he's coming." I was like, "Don't fucking play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me with that shit. Please tell me that he is coming to the fucking premiere." And then next thing you know, the motherfucker's here. He's here. And it was so cool to get a photo with Dave Bautista. He's fucking awesome. I love Bautista.
Yeah.
And I'm not into wrestling or boxing, but this guy's a fucking legend, man. I love the movies he's in. Drax. I'll always remember him by Drax. And so, it's always gonna be Drax. And Blade Runner and Spectre and so many fucking movies he's in.
Yeah.
So many. He's also going to be in the Denis Villeneuve's Dune, which is a second collaboration with Denis Villeneuve after Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of his acting skills?
They're great.
I think he's got good comedic timing.
I think that Dave Bautista is not going for the indie route. Like, he's going for the indie route, I mean. I like how he's not going for the Hollywood traditional shit. He's not trying to be like The Rock. He's not trying to be like the fucking... Yeah, he's not trying to be like the fucking Rock.
The Rock's getting paid.
It doesn't matter if he's being paid a lot of money to do these roles. The point is he's overrated.
Well,
I'm being honest.
But you know what, though? I think what he's doing, though, is he's getting all his Hollywood time in, getting all his Hollywood credits in, so now he can do whatever he wants to do.
No, he's not. I mean? He's just doing overrated movies for a living.
Well, any movie that, that he gets paid a lot of money to be in, they're looking for a certain thing that he brings. So I would be on the lookout for projects that he himself initiates.
Kamran says, "You rock, Caban." Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. That means so much coming from you. Yeah, he said I rock. Thanks, man. That means a lot. But yeah.
So when was that?
That was premiere? On June 12th.
And what was the movie premiere again?
There's multiple screenings coming up. There's one on June 27th and July 2nd, because the film comes out on July 12th, and so they did like a super early screening.
Okay.
And so, well, you can pull that one up. Pull that one up.
This right here.
Yep, this is a shot.
All right, so we're looking at something from Survival of the Apocalypse now. So, what's our log line for Survival of the Apocalypse? What's the story about?
Well, two best friends having a troubled relationship, and then suddenly an apocalypse arises, which they have to stick together during the zombie invasion.
Oh, so there are zombies in this film.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then there's anarchy coming up and shit, and so they gather together.
So we got a bunch of commando-looking dudes here in military outfits and everything. So how much trouble was this to put together?
How much trouble?
Was it any trouble at all? Was it easy?
Well, like I said, it was a very difficult. The woods was very difficult from the beginning. Like, as I said, like when we did the wood scenes from the beginning, it was getting tough. It was getting very tough, and we had problems on set. There was a lot of issues.
What was happening in the woods that makes it a challenge?
Well, it's things I don't really want to go into those things because like I said, I don't want to slander people anymore.
That's fine.
And
Tell me about the environment. How about did you guys have any issues
through though, even without the task cam?
I see the computer, but I don't know when it stopped. So we're just gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. We're talking about this guy Roche here.
Yeah, man. But Alan Roche is fucking awesome, man. We became buddies, and I sent him the script, and he started doing storyboards for it, and that was awesome. He is also a storyboard, so he's really, really good at what he does.
Okay.
Would I recommend him for any projects? You bet your ass I recommend him.
What's his main skill?
Camera.
So DP, cinematographer.
Most likely. He's also a director, too. He's an upcoming director as well.
Okay.
He's awesome. He's pretty awesome.
All right. Who we got here? We got 3 guys.
That's the villains, but I can't Oh, shit. Yeah, it's already posted.
Which one is X? Guy in the middle?
Guy in the middle.
All right. Yeah, he looked like he's in charge of some shit.
Yep.
All right. And who's playing those guys? Who's playing those characters, by the way?
Dennis Malin is on the right as the guard, and then we have Thomas Curtis who plays the butcher.
This guy right here?
Correct.
Okay.
And then all the way in the fucking right, that's my boy Eric. We've worked together. He's in JLA United. He gets his ass beat by Kingpin.
Okay.
It's a funny ass scene. But that's it. That's all I can talk about Survival of the Apocalypse.
Were you gonna say this person right here?
Yeah, that's Eric.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Oh my God! It's the 3rd time.
All right.
That's us. After we
Everybody having ice cream.
I already told. Like I said, I've already told Alan as promised that on the 15th we're gonna get ice cream, and we did.
Okay. Promise made, promise kept.
But I don't know if I want ice cream anymore because now okay, so I just got my fill-ins from the dentist recently. I had 13 cavities, very small. Now I got 6.
Okay.
And so it's on this side that it still somewhat hurts a little bit. It's because it's going away, and they did put some shit on it, so it's hard. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to eat. I don't think I want to eat candy anymore.
Probably a good idea. Leave
So,
the candy alone.
breaking news: Anthony Caban hates candy.
He is anti-candy.
Yeah, I'm always anti-candy. I love candy, man. Like I love candy so much, but I feel like personally, the candy fucks up your teeth. Same with popcorn. I love popcorn. I think that's like saying you're giving up your fucking dreams if you give up on popcorn, because that's the whole point of movies. You need popcorn.
Yeah, I think that there would be no purpose in watching movies if you could not eat popcorn.
But they fuck up your teeth.
They do. They get right in between the gum and the tooth.
That's why I'm done.
I'm done. Dig them out with your nail.
Oh no, I hate doing this a lot. I always do it with my tongue. And that's the most cringiest thing I do in the theater. And plus, it's hard for me to brush my teeth whenever I have those things stuck in my gums. And then especially in between, like right here.
Yeah.
So I love popcorn, but it's going to take time for me to like heal. Because, like I said, I got 6 more fill-ins to put in next week. So, no, thank you. Popcorn has to wait.
And who's that on the right?
Yes, so I actually want to talk about this one. Briana Nichol, not Nickelback.
Briana Nichol, okay.
Good. She is new to the industry. She's 12 years old.
Okay.
She has a foundation helping kids with cancers.
She does, okay.
Yeah, helping people with cancer.
What was the foundation?
I don't even know exactly what it was, but from what I've been told, I think they make things. They make things, and it helps people with cancer, which is just fucking awesome. She's got a gift, and that's something to be said.
So what role does she play on there?
She plays a zombie.
She's a zombie, okay.
She just wanted to join us because, look, she's very sweet. I think that it's like having a fan going backstage and having a talk. And she's 12 years old, as I said. She graduated from John Casablancas.
Okay.
This is her first film.
When did she graduate? Because they've been shut down. Oh, they opened back up a while ago.
It's still around.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always still around. I think like 2 years ago, maybe last year. I'm not entirely sure. Last year, I would say. After I was wrapping up filming, it felt like one of those things where you're famous and you have a backstage.
Thank you for letting me be a part of your project. It was awesome.
But it was more than that.
Also,
We had a talk.
saving cancer patients. Just
Well,
me in my spare time.
The first time I met her was on May 17th after we wrapped up the first zombie scenes.
Okay.
She came. We had a 2-hour conversation
Yeah.
because I feel like this girl was really sweet. She wanted to talk with, like, it's like, you approach a director that you're a huge fan of, and this director just wants to have a conversation.
She's familiar with any of your work?
No,
She just liked the idea of being in the movie?
but it feels like you have a fan.
Okay. She's just so grateful to be in it.
Yeah, and I just wanted to get to know her.
Were you at all worried about the subject matter of your film, that with having a 12-year-old involved?
It does concern me a lot because you got to watch out for things in life. You have to be very careful because they'll call you, like, we're living in the Me Too movement situation, and that's not really what my ambition on her is. She's my friend. She's like my little sister.
So I mean, one thing I would not do is work with kids in a film where somebody's getting their head cut off.
Yeah. Oh, is that what you mean?
That's what I meant.
Okay, that's what you mean. Oh, because look, but yeah, it's a good thing I said that too because if someone were to ask me that, of course, that's not what I would do. Yeah, she said the parents were like, "Fuck it."
Oh yeah, she watches The Walking Dead every week, anyways, huh?
But she does. They do love horror movies. She watches a lot of horror films, and that's so awesome. Like, I never met a 12-year-old who knows every fucking thing. She knows shit about Stranger Things, which is fucking awesome.
So look, we got a tough scene coming up. Somebody's gonna get shot, and there's gonna be some blood.
Well, she didn't get shot.
And she's like, is there going to be guts and viscera coming out? Because, rigor mortis sets in after 30 minutes.
But that's the beauty of her. That's the beauty of her personality. Like, she's so nice. She's so incredible. We had a 2-hour conversation. She told me about her history of bullying, her, what inspired her to be an actress and a singer. And, I told her this one thing. You're going to have bullies in life who will bully you, but do not look at them as positive energy. All you have to do is just fuck those people. But I didn't say that to her.
Good. Probably not the best language.
Well, I did not. But I did say that those people are always going to be, they're going to be morons.
Okay.
They're always going to be idiots. You got to look at those negativity. You have to look at negativity as idiots. It's like a tumor. A tumor's trying to come back and grow inside your body. And once you remove it, it's like negativity. Negativity is like a tumor. It'll try to fucking grow in your body.
So you want to cut it out of your life.
Exactly. Exactly my point.
This is an ironic point to be making.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. And I really love talking with her. And even her dad was so nice. I wanted to have a talk with her parents too. And, he made a really good post about me. He said, like, not only did I have the honor of meeting him, but I had the honor of getting to know him. And that's rare. Rarely do I ever do that because it's like, in Hollywood, you're going to have fans who love your films, right? And, you're not always going to have time to talk with them because you're a filmmaker. It's like fame. You're famous. You're not going to have time to talk to fans. And I can't believe that for a moment in my life that I had the time out of my day to talk with her. And I felt like that's what makes a director so good.
Speaking to their actors.
I love speaking with extras. I love having the time to talk with people. And I'm not someone that's like, hey, I gotta go. Like, someone approaches me to autograph. I'm like, no, gotta go, fuck off. No. I would love to have that time out of my day to talk with people.
So has her scenes, have they all been finished?
Yeah.
So are you going to work with her again?
Yes, she's in my next film.
Good.
I will talk about all of that once I have, once I finish all the Survival the Apocalypse things. But she is just very nice. She's so sweet. And she's like my family. And her family is so sweet. We talked a lot of great things on set. And she said that if she'll kill me if I quit. She told me that if I quit filmmaking, that she's going to kill me.
Well, don't quit then. Stay
she doesn't
alive.
want me to quit. She cares. She cares about me, and that's very sweet of her.
That is very sweet. It's also good to be, good friends with a director. I've always said, and I've just like maybe my millionth time saying this to you, but I've always thought like actors should have more than just the mindset of let me get an agent. They've got to get people who do things, like a friend who's a writer, a friend who's a director.
Right.
Because now she's going to be in your next film.
And with directors and actors, like they always have agents, and they always prevent them from talking with people because you know how agents are. Like it's like, hey, I'm a huge fan of your film. Can I talk with you? No. Agents will prevent that. And that's why I prefer not to have an agent. No. I would love to have a conversation with people. And
you probably want to get an agent, though.
But I really want to...
As a director.
As a director, it's pretty fucking obvious I need an agent.
Yeah, you need an agent.
Just to get me booked on shit.
You need an agent no matter what, but the thing is you need more than just an agent.
Security.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course I'm going to need security.
Because some agencies, some agents, the way that it works is you get more money by having more clients. Not all of them are going to be successful, but 10%, 5 to 10% are going to hit. So they're focused on getting that 5 or 10%, but by getting so many other people. Right. So they're not going to have time to focus on everyone. So that's why I say if you got an agent, that's good, but it's not enough because you may be in that 95%, bottom 95%, where they don't have time to find you work, and the other ones are going to be lucky. So you need to be creating your own content. You need to be working with writers. You need to be making friends with directors, doing as much as you can in the market you're in. And that's a good first step for her. And I wonder if her agent got her this film thing.
Her mom is her agent.
Okay.
She's the one that represents her, and that's so awesome to have a mother who really supports her. And I always tell her this: count your blessings, because you have a mother and father that support you so much, and they care about you so much. Is what I always tell her.
Yeah, not everybody has that.
And and this is something I barely do. I decided to invite her to come with us for ice cream.
It's probably good.
Which is awesome. I love that. I love that, she wanted to go get ice cream with me, and I said, come join us. Let's get to know each other more. And that's awesome.
That's real good.
That's awesome. Especially
write her a cool part for your movie then.
That's what makes that. I feel like now, like years from now, they're going to say he's a cool director. And that's so sweet. a lot of people like the reason what changed me is because all these extras, they just love talking with me, and there's so much positivity I hear from them about me, and it makes me happy.
Well, I think that I did a lot of extra work. When you're doing extra work, you know, the potential to do more, what you just got a taste of, is always so enticing. You know, extras. I remember usually being in a good mood over stuff that other people would have been like, oh, it's just a quick scene or whatever. But I was so excited. I was so amped, ready for that 3-second shot. 3 seconds in the whole movie where you can see me.
That was me all the time. My first film, I wanted to be on that camera. I wanted to be like, but I wanted lines. I was so desperate. Like, I want to be in a film. Like, that's me all the time when I'm in the first debut with people that I don't know. I want to be in a fucking film. I want to have my face in the picture. But you can't. You can't promise that all the time. There's going to be times where you're going to be cut out of the film, and you can't do anything about it.
No, because at the end of the day, everyone's there for the purpose of serving the film.
Yeah, I mean,
everyone's there to make the film good.
You might be in a big budget film you might be in a big blockbuster movie as an extra, and then this is where it becomes a 50-50. There's always going to be a 50% chance that your face may be in the film, and you get credit, and then there's going to be the other 50% where you just got cut out, and they'll give you credit. And there's also a third, which is I want to say there's also a 10% where you may not be in the film, but you got credit. Which means it can either be on IMDb or it could be in the film screen.
Yeah, that sucks.
So that's why it's like a 50-50. Good luck. If you think that's going to help you, good fucking luck.
Yeah, I don't feel like it should work that way in our market in Florida.
You just got to earn it. You just got to work hard.
I feel like, you know, if you're not getting paid, if you're doing a short film, indie, whatever, you know, there should be like a guarantee of, hey, where are you looking at, brother?
Nick commented, Nicholas Velasquez. He said, what's up, brother? Can't wait to see you again soon. Get your ass over to Tampa, man. I'm getting sick and tired of you staying in Columbus.
He's in Columbus?
Georgia. I'm getting sick and tired of it. He needs to come here right now. Right fucking now.
All right. Well, calm down.
I fucking love Nick, man. I miss him. I fucking miss him. He needs to get his ass over here right now.
Yeah, but I kind of feel like I'm kind of responsible to get everyone on the cast something, you know, because there really shouldn't be anyone in my cast who is an extra, who is not only not getting screen time, but like I feel like it should, like, okay, if you're gonna be an extra without screen time in this film, that's kind of like a guarantee that you're gonna definitely get a lot of screen time in the next film. That's how I feel like it should work.
If I like you.
If you like them, but
if I do, the only way I work with people again is if I like them. Well,
I only want to work with people that I can work with more than once. I don't want to work with people that I'm only going to work with once.
Essentially, that's kind of what I'm saying. But in my way, in my version, in my perspective, it's more like if I like you, I will work with you again. If I don't like you, I'm not working with you.
What if you don't like them and they're really fucking good? Makes a little bit of a difference. He took off the headset and getting up. He's walking away.
That's a really good question you just brought up. Maybe. It all depends.
You know what? I want to say yes, I'll work with somebody I don't like who is really fucking good, as long as they follow the same rules as everyone else.
That's what I want to say. As long as, like, if you back out, please let me know in weeks prior. And this is something that, look, despite that I got all this apology and all that out of the way, that's still not going to stop me from, you know, I'm still not going to stop talking about, hey, be professional, stop with the last minute changes, and if you're going to back out,
give me as much notification as you possibly can.
That's something I'm not going to stop saying, because it is the truth. If you have a role, always communicate. And when you're backing out, don't back out the last minute. Like, don't say yes to something you're not going to do in the future. Because if I offer you a role in the future, if you have other commitments that will prevent you from coming out, it's just don't do it. Turn it down. Because we have people with new faces, and we want to work with them.
Yeah.
And
so it's like you're taking a spot. So the only thing you should be doing at the last minute is saying yes to something.
You just don't say yes to something you're not going to do, especially in the business, because it will make you look bad. Every podcast, I'm going to talk about that, because this is not. I'm not saying this to slander anybody. I'm just saying this because if you're new to this industry, you have to understand the rules of being an actor, and especially if you're a SAG, don't do that.
Yeah. Let me just clear something up, because I know you used the word slander, but when you say that, you didn't say any. Did you say anything that was untrue about either of the people that we mentioned in the previous podcast? Whether it was too harsh or too overreacting or anything, did anything you say about them, what they did or said, was any of that untrue, or was any of that misinformation?
I think that it was more of like an overreaction.
Okay, but were you lying about any of that?
Well, the thing about like when I said like not liking my shit on Facebook and Instagram, well, I was just I feel like it kind of like bothers me, but that's something I can't be mad about.
That was just like an too.
It was exaggeration. I was a bit exaggerated. So I would say that, like, are they terrible? Like, it is true that I did say that, hey, I don't see myself, working again. And I'm not saying that, because I don't like them. It's because, stress happens a lot. And, you just got to work with the people that more. Mm-hmm. So that right there was true. And I said, like, okay, I can't see myself working again. It's probably because of stress. There's more drama, more stress. And I feel like that's just not healthy.
Oh, I understand.
So,
yeah, you're probably right about that.
Yeah, so that's why. And I feel like I said, after that last one, I feel like I wasn't a good friend. So I felt like I don't want to be part of their life.
Okay, I understand.
I feel like I don't want to be a negative presence in their future.
I only wanted you to know that the word slander is a very specific word. It means that you lied about someone to intentionally hurt their reputation or something like that. Ooh. So if that's something that you did,
again,
it's a good thing to admit. But if it's not something that you did, you don't want to say that you slandered someone unless you actually intentionally lied about them.
I don't think I've ever said anything like to slander. And again, because I always forget, if I did say that in any of the previous podcasts, again, my sincere apologies. And
if you said anything that didn't happen to be true,
if I said anything that technically wasn't true, and I always be honest on every podcast, and the things I say on set, some of them were true. Most of them are true. Like, these experiences we had what I had on set, and and
the things that weren't true, do you feel like they were just an exaggeration?
Exaggeration. I would say it was mostly an exaggeration.
But not an out-and-out lie, like this guy stole $10 from my wallet. When
they never did that to me. No, they would never. No.
All right. So I just want to make it clear. Yeah. You didn't actually slander anyone, but you did feel like you overreacted and it was a little bit inappropriate.
Because
so I would agree with that.
I did, because like I said, like, the things I say on every podcast that I've been in, I don't think I've ever, like, slandered anybody. Like, I don't think I've ever said anything that wasn't true. But it was more of an exaggeration and overreaction.
Yeah, maybe even though you're right about some things, sometimes maybe you don't need to talk about it, out in the open and air dirty laundry and stuff like that. So I feel like
I've had people who slander me, but this was way before like I changed. Again, this is way before like everything was getting better.
And again, slander by say untrue things to hurt your reputation.
Well, I don't want to get into this one because I'm not gonna, like I said, I don't want to be a hypocrite.
Okay.
So there's been times where it does it never happened to me. Like, no one's ever slandered me.
Nobody's ever said anything that wasn't true. They just maybe just overdid it and be like, oh well, I had a bad reaction. I had a bad time working with him. So he's a total asshole who is an unprofessional. He can't do anything right.
Well, I can't come off as an asshole on set, but like that's you got to have that stress as a director to like fully be a director. I've been told by a good friend of mine that you need that stress in you.
Well, you got to understand that it's going to be a part of what you do.
Exactly. Being an asshole is part of it. Quentin Tarantino, like I heard.
I'm not going to say being an asshole is what you should do.
Not like not in that way, but like
dealing with stress.
Yeah,
is just a part of
that's
the territory.
Yeah, like Quentin Tarantino, like I'm sure he was a douche to people on set, but not in that way. I'm sure he was like, hey, if you take out your phone on set, shit will get worse. Any directors had fallouts on set where if you break one rule, you're done. Yeah, that's my dad right there.
Okay, so that's your dad.
Yeah.
Shout out to Anthony's dad.
Yeah. It's good. I wish he was here.
So what's happening here in this shot?
Well, Hollis took that shot. I think it's just us stressing the fuck out on set. That's all that was going on. Robert.
Oh man, with the hat on. Who is he? Is he an actor?
That's Logan.
Oh, this is Logan right here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Logan. And what was his role again? What did he do?
Assistant director.
Okay, and who's this again?
That's Noah.
All right, so we got Logan and we got Noah. Two people we're giving shout outs and apologies to today.
Yep.
And then he was the DP.
Which one? The one in the black?
Mm-hmm.
That's my second main actor.
Oh.
Yeah. The one in the red is the DP.
Oh, okay. The one in the red.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Robert, I like the guy. He's cool.
So who's Robert again in this picture?
He plays Toby.
So which one is he visually here? Yeah. All right. So black shirt, Robert.
He's
cool.
awesome.
He's cool.
He's awesome.
All right.
That's all I gotta say. He's awesome.
All right, and just giving a shout out to the other guy again. What was the name? Roche.
Alan Roche.
Alan Roche.
I fucking love that guy.
We love you, Alan Roche.
Yeah.
All right, and here we got Robert with a zombie corpse. Same corpse or different one? It looks a little different.
Same corpse.
Looks a little different.
Kevin Baganovic is the makeup artist and SFX or VFX for this film. And Kevin, everybody loves Kevin. What can you do? Kevin is so awesome.
Nobody hates Kevin.
Nobody.
They'd be just terrible people if they hated or disliked him.
I can't. That's like saying you're hating Spider-Verse. How the fuck could you hate Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse?
It was a good movie. I haven't seen it yet.
Almost everyone that saw it called it a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't even talk. I don't even know who hated the movie, and it's hard to imagine. That's why I'm like, who would hate Spider-Verse?
It's like, who would hate kittens?
I love dogs more than kittens.
But who would hate either? Who would hate them? You could like one more than the other, but who would hate kittens?
God? I don't know.
All right. Then we got right here. What'd you guys shoot on again?
We shot on a Canon Rebel SL1 camera.
Okay.
I would love to shoot on a film camera, though. I wanted to do that for quite some time. If I were to shoot on film, it would be a Panavision 35mm camera.
Okay. You just want to punch yourself in the face with that headache.
I just want to fucking feel it in there, man. I kind of want to feel that fucking camera when I'm shooting that shit. Film for life, baby. Fuck digital. Even though I shot on digital.
Okay.
But I am going to try to buy a film camera. I want to use Kodak. They have those things at Urban Outfitters, a film photo camera and all. And I kind of want to shoot it on film. I'm going to try to see if they have like one of those film cameras where you could put an SD card into it and then, do it. But I do think that there is a camera for that lets you shoot on film, which is the Blackmagic camera.
Oh, the cinema camera?
Yeah, I want those too. But then I don't want to cheat. I don't want to cheat the system. I want to actually feel that fucking film.
All right, give me 1 second. I want to make a technical adjustment here. I think we're still good. We're still live. I just want to be able to control it.
I'm going to go on break too while you're at it.
No, go on break. I'm just gonna.
I'm not actually going on break. I'm actually just gonna use the bathroom.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I mean by that.
All right, we will be right back, folks. Yep. And in the meantime, I guess we'll just put the thing on the screen or whatever.
Brought to you part by.
And I'm back, but we're gonna wait on Anthony. In the meantime, I want to see if maybe we know about some. Oh, well, I guess he's back. Make sure you wash your hands, brother. Did you get the hand sanitizer?
Fuck.
Next to the green bottle. See it? The big clear one in the next to the dish liquid.
This? Oh,
No, up higher, near the window. There we go. Big.
Wow, TJ, I didn't know you were racist.
Why?
You don't like my Spanish hands?
Well, it's not exactly that. They're Spanish-speaking hands, but you know.
I know when you.
It doesn't help. It doesn't help the germ factor.
You remind me of Howard Hughes.
Howard Hughes?
Yeah, from the Aviator, man. Always using germs a lot.
Well, he had soap that he kept in his pocket in a tin can.
Because he does not like germs.
Nah, he had a thing about it. He's very
Well, this is something I've always had a thing about on set. What is it that he had, like bipolar disorder? Or
No, I think the closest thing would be like OCD.
I'm a little OCD.
A little bit.
I do not like cigarettes on my set.
Okay, well, you know, OCD is more of a compulsion that you can't control. So, if you saw a cigarette and you had to walk up and you just put it out immediately.
I would walk away.
Okay, well.
I would just go like, and spit it out every time.
Spit it out?
Yeah, because I feel like it's in my mouth, but it's not. Like, I'm very obsessive when it comes to cigarettes because if I see that close to my face, it's like secondhand smoke. And I always check my mouth to be sure that my lungs are good.
What's the earliest memory you have? Like the youngest that you can remember?
I scratched a kid in the face at a playground when I was in like the first grade.
First grade, okay.
I was playing Wolverine.
5 or 6. I can remember when I was 3. I was riding in the back of my parents' car.
It was 2000. I think it was 2002 or 2004. I scratched a kid named Eric in the face.
I think it was 1992.
For you?
For me. I was looking out the window watching the telephone poles go by. You know how you ever done that before? But occasionally I would blink as a telephone pole go by. And then what would happen is I would blink one eye, and then I would have to even it out.
What the fuck?
Blink another one. Or if 3 poles went by and I blinked, I would wait until 4 poles went by and I'd blink again. And then if it was an odd number, I would wait until another one goes by, and I would have to blink on the even numbers. I would start paying attention to stuff like that.
What the fuck, man?
I had a little OCD when I was young.
But the memory I had nothing to do with OCD. It was just more of like the memory I know. Like I remember exactly. I don't remember exactly what my life was like in New York, but I did remember a lot of stores, and I did remember the shit I did in elementary school.
Yeah, the only reason I asked you that is so I can segue into that story.
Yeah. I called this one woman Pocahontas because of her fucking hair look.
I thought you were about to say something racist.
No. She just looked tall, and she had like long hair.
She looked tall.
She looked Native American, so I called her like fucking Miss Pocahontas.
Now that's getting a little racist.
No, I was like 4 years old. I was like 6 years old at the time. I didn't know what was racist at the time.
Racist kid.
Well, she wasn't really any of that. She was Asian.
Okay.
So
So who do we have here? These are just all the bad guys. Do all the bad guys wear black?
yes,
That's a good choice.
I feel
all
like
the bad guys are gonna wear black in my
I
film.
feel like it's because of copyright. I feel like when you wear black, it's evil. It feels dark. And
It is dark.
And every film I do, I always have them wear black, but I want to try to do it differently. But it's hard for me to do a costume observation. Like have them wear red. No, not a good idea. It's not like I can ask them to bring bulletproof vests and a SWAT team uniform because that's expensive to get, especially online. But I think that with Survive the Apocalypse, I think this will be the last film where I have any extras that are thug members wear black. They could wear black suits and all, but I want to have them wear something different colors because I love color in film.
Well, what do I do about my film? Because the one that I'm making, the good guys wear dark colors because they're good guys who do bad things.
And that's a smart move.
But what do I do with the bad guys that the good guys are already wearing black and dark colors? Did the good guys have a clean look so they look like they're the good people when they're actually the bad people? Then it's just kind of reversed.
But what do you do when you see facial looks? Do you want them to be like clean shaven or bearded?
My bad guys are possessed by demons, so
shaven then?
clean.
Clean shaven, basically. What I said.
Have you seen? You saw the video where I showed you where we shot, where the guy was possessed and he ran up to the girl with the gun, and then she shoots and it goes to black. I've shown you that, right?
No, you haven't. I don't want to see it. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'll see it.
Don't worry, it's just something I did with Film Punks, but it was kind of like an experiment to see how it would look. Don't worry, it's not a full length video or anything.
Yeah. But there's so much more I want to talk about. I actually want to talk about Toy Story 4. I also want to talk about, another project and.
I do want to ask you about the other one. But I think I showed you this before though.
You did.
Okay. Yeah. So this is what I was talking about. The guy, you'll notice he's kind of like craven looking.
Oh yeah, you already showed me it.
Okay.
Yeah, you already did. Now I think about it. But yeah, this is something I actually want to talk about, an issue. And before you watch this, I am not slandering anyone. I'm not calling out anyone. I'm not going to call out their names. I'm just going to talk about what happened.
Okay.
And it's not just one person. These are, other people do this often.
So which of your projects is this related
Survive the
to?
Apocalypse.
Okay, Survival of the Apocalypse. Has this happened since the last time we talked, or
This happened way before.
way before?
So we had our first zombie scenes, and we had like 35 zombies who are scheduled to come in, right? And then this is things I can't stand, and this is gonna happen in every movie, and this applies to anybody, and I'm pretty sure it's happened to people's films too. People walk out in the middle of the shoot when their scenes are not finished. Continuity. Like, we had 35 zombies, and then there was 2 people missing. And they just did not inform me.
Oh, that they would be leaving before the shoot ended?
Well, the call time was aware. They were aware that the film was going to wrap up by 8, and then suddenly, they walk out.
It's just suddenly they just walk out.
They just walk out. They already got their scenes, but they were supposed to be in that last scene, and, the part where, we're running from the zombies.
So is that an addition that you made on set? That they would be in the last...
It's continuity, yeah. And they just, walked out.
But what I'm saying is, did they have, a call sheet to know when their last scene was going to be?
Well, it was posted on email for everyone to read.
So you did tell them that they were going to be shooting the last scene of the day.
Yes, because we're shooting all the zombie scenes at night, at the end.
Okay.
And I don't know. This is something I don't like. I just don't like it when people do that.
Well, I think it does make it difficult.
And I'm not saying this because, it's just, I'm not gonna let it slide anymore. What was it that you said about the 3 strikes you give? Like, what's the chance you do? 1 chance?
Oh, yeah. So basically, Tampa Film Network will give people like 2 emergencies, right?
Cool.
So like if you cancel a shoot, for example, so we scheduled with you to shoot, you're definitely gonna show up, and we put everything together.
You mean
as far as we know, you're coming, everyone's coming, you're the lead role, you don't come. So what happens when that happens is the shoot's ruined. So we go, that's 1 strike. All right. So we understand that could be an emergency. So we're just going to assume that it is. We're not even going to ask you why you couldn't come or why you had to cancel. So they give you 2 of those, basically. So after 2 times, you basically can't shoot anything for like a year.
And you said you give 1 chance.
Oh, yeah, I give them once. So I'm like, okay, I'll give you 1 emergency that I understand. Your uncle died. You got sick. You got hit by a car. All right. But when we reschedule, if it happens again, I can't work with you.
Exactly.
At least for a year.
I've had that happen with Visions of Love. We had a photographer.
Which is done now, by the way.
Yes.
Is this the one that's been released online yet?
Yeah, it's already online to release. I can I can post it on Facebook.
Is it a private link?
Just for now, because I'm still considering submitting it to festivals. Mm-hmm. I kind of prefer to have them like unlisted for now, just for like, in case theaters want to release it.
So you can share it with whoever you want in the meantime, and then you can make it public later.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I want to.
Is there anything that's public right now of all your films that have come out recently?
Nah.
Just kind of unlisted? I
kind of want to unlisted them.
Okay, but you have like the thing that you can share with people, the link.
Yeah, okay. Definitely. I can definitely do that. In the future, like when I do my Vimeo is when I'll do it. Vimeo is when I will post the films, because I don't want to do YouTube anymore. I feel like YouTube is just too much. It's too much negativity going on.
Brother, YouTube is the hugest audience. If you want people to see your movie, YouTube is where you got to go.
I know. It's just I don't know if I'm ready.
Well, that's fine.
I don't know.
As long as your actors are getting their footage, so I mean, as long as
I'll post it on Facebook.
You'll post it on Facebook. You'll post the movie on Facebook.
Not the whole movie, because that's like that can hold up so much like gigabytes, like the amount of footages Facebook will allow you to do. But
bro, we did a 5-hour podcast. Remember?
Yeah,
a 4 or 5 hour. Well, 4 hours with you, 5 hours with the one. With
that was live though. Live is like completely different from posting a movie that's 5 hours.
It's not.
Really?
No, not.
That's something I did not know about. What the fuck?
I've seen people post entire movies on Facebook before.
Fuck me a brick. Shit. Fuck shit. That's fucking weird.
Please don't fuck a brick. It will hurt. But
well, yeah, because then my nuts will fall out.
Don't even shit a brick. That hurts too.
That will cause colon cancer.
But yeah, I don't think you should worry about that. In fact, I'm looking at that because it's like when the lives go up, they treat them like movies. They're movies. You can download them.
Right.
Like,
I just want to treat my YouTube channel as a film shit.
As a what?
As a film channel.
That's fine. A lot of people do.
Yeah. And that's just my goal. But I'm really worried about I used to worry about the dislikes and the comments, because if it gets hateful and shit and there's not even a single positive comment,
there's going to be at least one positive.
There's always going to be. That's the thing you always have to understand. And I don't care about if people don't like my work. That's them.
Well, you can turn off the commenting. You can turn off the likes and dislikes.
And just watch the video.
Yeah, you just make it just watch it. Can't say shit about it. Can't like it. Can't dislike it. Just watch it.
I'd rather just do that, honestly.
Do that. The only reason I'm saying it, man, is just YouTube is just so convenient for people.
Right.
Like, if you give somebody a YouTube link, they immediately know what to do with it. But if they want to download it, like if they just want the footage from the movie, you don't want to take the time to cut it up in Adobe or whatever. Just be like, here's the link. You just download it. Do whatever you want to do with it.
Right. And but yeah, like when people walk out in the middle, like while we haven't got their scenes done yet, that's the shit I can't stand.
Yeah, you got to be able to plan for that, because it's like if something changed throughout the day, it's important. But also, from what you're saying, they were scheduled to do that scene.
Well, yeah, and we had another zombie recently that did this shit too.
Well, the other thing is you're giving them small zombie roles, so it's like kind of like this is part of the reason why I like to give people screen time, whether they're extras or not, is because I want them to know that it's not just your movable furniture. You're fulfilling a role and a purpose in this whole thing.
But don't you hate when people walk out on your set?
People don't walk out on my set.
But what would you do if they did?
They would only do it once.
And that's when you don't offer them another role again?
I don't work with people who would ever do that. No. You gotta understand, you're not fucking it up for me. You're fucking it up for everybody if you walk out.
Well, for extras, you're fucking my idea up because I want 100 zombies, right? And then we're down to like 40. You're fucking that up for me and everyone.
You're messing it up for the film because the film needed there to be 40 to 100 zombies because it adds to the authentic feel of it. You know what I mean?
Last time I only had like 21 and we were supposed to have 50.
Well, there are things that you can do to cheat to make it look like there's more than what there are. But yeah, I understand.
Well, we had people. Sorry to cut you off right there.
Yeah.
We also had people who just didn't let me know. They just automatically say they will be there and did not even message me.
They didn't show up. No call, no show.
Well, and then
you got to expect a certain number of those.
And they gave me excuses like, "Hey, I was there, and then I just left," or, "Oh, well, family emergencies is different. That's different.
That's a legit emergency.
That's a legit problem. I don't want to know. Like, I don't really need to know what the situation is as long as it's a family emergency. But I think that." Personally, it's just very like not professional to like say, "Hey, oh, and this is the stupidest fucking shit I've ever had." Try not to get that old me again. I'm trying not to get that Hulk rage again.
Where you start saying "fuck" every 4 seconds.
Yeah, I kind of want to be professional, but this is a fucking podcast. I've done it many times, but I'm trying not to like say it in the way that I can potentially slander people and shit. Mm-hmm. But this is just more of me trying to explain a lesson in filmmaking. I hate when fucking people when assholes they want to fucking message me and say, "Oh, I think I replied to the wrong email."
Mm-hmm. That's a common excuse.
That's a stupid fucking excuse because you know what email you messaged to. So why would I hate when people bring this whole, "Oh, I think I replied to the wrong email. I think I emailed you, but I think it went to the wrong one."
You see that a lot, huh?
Once or twice. And that's fucking stupid. You don't do that. You know who you emailed, so why come on. That's just stupid. And
again, this is why I like to that usually would not. That's a lower chance of happening. It's a lower chance that would happen with your lead actors, your lead and your principal actors.
They're never gonna do that.
They're not gonna do that. It only happens with the extras and the features.
Extras are with extras, there is always like a 40% chance that they're gonna fucking do that. There's always like a 40% chance that they're likely to leave the film. They're likely to say, "Hey, I can't make it because I'm having a fucking blowjob or whatever." Mm-hmm. Again, that's not what I never got that email. They're obviously saying that because they're putting the lime on the coconut.
What if you did get that email?
I would be fucking surprised.
Look, Anthony, I know we talked about this, bro, but I got a date. It's a really hot girl.
No, you're done. You're done.
Miss this.
No.
Look,
it's over.
Look,
it's over.
Look, but
it's unprofessional.
But here's her picture, and he sends you her picture. 10.
She's cute, 10 out of 10, but no, unprofessional.
No chance you'd be like, I can kind of understand.
Fuck no, baby.
Okay.
'Cause here I come to fire your ass. That's a big fucking no on that one. No. That's a big no. It's unfucking professional, and that makes you look like a dumbass in the industry. I mean, come on. No call, no show. That's something. When extras, the chances of that out of 100 is 25 times out of 100 you're likely to get that.
Well, you already said 40%.
40% out of 100. There's a 40% chance that you're likely going to get people who are going to say, hey, I won't be able to make it. And half of the times it's going to be on the same day. Half of the times it's going to be, a week prior or the day before. But there's always going to be a 10%. There's always I think there's always a 40. Did I say 40% chance of the no call? Like they're like 40% chance they're likely to do it. Now, no call, no show. That's more of a 30% chance. Like, no, screw that. 20% chance. Because most extras will show up. But there's always going to be a 20% chance of extras not calling you and not showing up. And then you have to go and email them after the film and say, for future reference, if you're not going to show up, let me know. And I've done that with everybody. Usually when people don't show up on my set, I always email them and say, hi, for future reference, it's unprofessional. Looking forward to hear back from you. As in, I would like an explanation. Maybe.
Yeah, but maybe you should do a little bit more. If there are any roles in your script that you would never do because you don't think it would ever help you, to always have your back to the camera, to be a person who doesn't have a face in a film, maybe you would have less of these issues if you write less of those roles, because extras are important.
Yeah.
And everything that I do, extras are important. I'm not saying that they're vital to the story, but what I'm saying is they do fulfill a role. So it's like if you don't have the screen time is kind of important. They want to see themselves acting, even if they're doing it in the background. So definitely try not to have roles where people are not.
Right. Hello.
What's going on here?
Fuck that number.
Answering phones in the middle of my podcast.
Always never do that. Never do that.
Never do it.
I'm giving you an example of what it's like when I do that, and you'll get that reaction.
You're getting an example of what you should never do.
Exactly. So what you just saw was a PSA. Never do phones on a podcast. That was just a test.
Exactly.
So, again, I did answer that call. But for anyone that's watching it, if you ever be on the podcast, what you just saw, that's what happens.
Is the phone off?
The phone's always off.
Is it off now?
It's on vibrate.
It should.
Damn it. Fuck. It's all good, though.
All right. Go ahead and turn it off or silent. I don't want phone calls in the middle of the podcast.
It's on airplane mode.
That's fine.
But yeah, lesson of the day. I did not do this on purpose, by the way.
That's fine.
I was doing this as a test to let people know.
As long as we get better going forward,
Yeah.
right?
But continue. As I said,
I forgot what I was saying. I was just saying that's kind of how I deal with the extra stuff, because I don't have those problems with extras even. Like, extras show up.
Well,
But one thing is I do invest more time into, like, I'll meet with the actors before and just kind of get an idea of, how interested they are in the subject matter of the story, because I don't want people who are I'll put this right here so you can see it.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. I don't want people who are not interested in the
I'm just jealous of that guy's dates. I'm sorry. It's just I love watching. Like, I love to see these people comments, man.
That's fine as long as you're paying attention to me.
As long I will pay attention.
You gotta make eye contact.
Yes.
Okay. I forgot what I was gonna say.
I can help you catch up on that. I was jealous of this guy's date. Do I do sets in Jacksonville, Florida? I don't have a car. I don't. That's why I'm only doing this in Tampa. If I have a car, I would love to travel.
Yeah, Uber.
No, I would never use Uber. Dude, that word is most professional saying fickle with a U. Most movie people don't mess up walking on movie sets ever. Good. That's a good point. I agree. Most people never do that, and they should never do that on set, because you're only hurting people's time and the director's time. But yes, I know exactly what you were saying, that with a film set is that you prefer to give these new faces screen time. rather than just doing extras because it would help you. It would be benefit.
You can have extras. Just try not to make doing the extra role worthless. Because in this market, there is a such thing as a worthless extra role. If it's an extra role where you are not actually being seen doing anything, you know what I mean? It's worthless. They can't see your face.
Right.
You're not actually doing anything. So in other words, you're like maybe somebody who's just, you see a part of their arm as somebody else is exiting an office to make it look like the office is full.
With these extras, it's fine with me. It's totally fine with, like, I'm fine with that. I just think that it would be best, like, if I were to do extras, maybe not do so many extras. Maybe at least max it down to a maximum number.
Oh yeah, I definitely have fewer extras than you.
Yeah,
way fewer.
Which now means this has something to do with my next project, and I kind of want to talk a lot about that one.
Okay.
But we had an actress who was makeup ready, and suddenly she just walked out because she was hungry and did not show up again, without even explaining to me why she's not coming back to the set.
Just walked out. She was hungry. She was gone. How long has she been waiting?
She was waiting for like 3 hours.
Okay, she waited 3 hours.
And you do know that makeup takes about like an hour and a half.
Does it really?
Yeah. Because you have like 20 zombies getting in makeup ready, and while they're doing that outside, we're doing our scenes out of the way.
So, but did she wait 3 hours after she had become makeup ready, or
we need. She has to wait until all the zombies are makeup ready. We'll call up a zombie when we need a zombie in a certain scene.
Okay.
But that wasn't professional at all to walk out.
And so the way that you had it organized was basically all the zombies had to be ready before you would shoot with any of them.
They have to be ready by the time after we shoot all the scenes that have nothing to do with zombies. That way, by the time all zombies are done, we're done with all the scenes, and then we head to the zombie scenes.
Okay, I hear you. For example, here's something that I had a scene where there were extras. So basically, in Good Friends, the two main characters went to a cafe to discuss how they were going to do a drug transaction, even though they've never done that before. In the cafe, there were patrons. There were people already eating, just sitting there doing their thing. So what we did was we had a 10 seconds of a wide shot where the patrons were just being patrons. We had basically somebody was on the computer, somebody was ordering from the waitress or whatever. It looked like a real cafe for about 10 seconds. Like
sounds
shit
lovely,
was going on.
Man.
But they were doing shit. Every extra in the frame was doing something. I had a guy cleaning the counter because he was working behind the counter. I had a lady coming over with a notepad, taking in somebody's order. I had some lady pull out her laptop. She was a business lady. So all the extras who were not vital to the story were actually vital to the setting. They were making that feel like it was a real cafe, and it looked good. I was in the shot too, hidden. I want to do this thing where I'm kind of hidden and I'm doing something in every movie. So you just kind of got to find me like Where's Waldo kind of thing.
Let me guess, you were doing that Childish Gambino This Is America dance in the shot?
No, I think I was behind the counter, like taking a call from like one of those customers who like orders Uber or something like that.
Doing the This Is America dance.
Nah, I wasn't doing the dance.
I bet you were in the background going, "This is America. Don't let me catch you slipping, ho." By doing the... I can't do it. I'm not going to do the dance.
I don't want to do that dance. That video makes me sad.
You were probably doing that dance in the video, grabbing a gun to like one of your actors' head and going like, "Bah, this is America."
That video makes me sad.
That video is really fucking good. I gotta say, that video is incredibly, and it's well shot. It's incredible. I have to give a lot of props to the to the director of that music video, because that was dark. That was brutal.
I don't like it. I didn't like it just because of how dark it was.
Oh no. That's what's so great about the video, is that it's
I know it's a good video. I know that's what makes it good, but it's like just real shit he was talking about. It's like every day. It's like that type of shit goes on.
He was talking about the racial issues that we're dealing with today.
Yeah.
So again, with Surround the Apocalypse, we are gonna have more zombies, but I really do hope that they don't walk out, because it would really hurt us.
Now, how diverse is your cast?
Anyone. I only have one black guy in the movie, though. I feel bad.
It's all right, man. You gotta work with who's available.
No, I have two actually. That guy in the mask.
So, guy in the mask. Why do you have his face covered up, bro?
I don't know why. What the fuck am I? Oh, we have Spanish people. We have a Spanish guy as a villain, so that says something. We got a Puerto Rican playing the villain. We got a Mexican. We got a Venezuelan. We have a New Jersey guy. We got a
New Jersey isn't up.
You got me. I'm the main character. I'm Spanish.
You're a main character in your own movie?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you were doing a role in the movie.
Got me fucked up.
So who's directing the roles were you joking?
Is it?
It's real loud. Don't do that. It's real loud.
I know. I'm sorry. Is it Termaine? He got your name. Is it Termaine? I think it's Termaine. With an ER.
It's Termaine. Like Ter and then Maine.
But
people just call me TJ.
You could just call him TJ. TJ's or Childish Gambino, for that matter.
So who is this?
That's his. That's his manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
She come to set with him.
She was lovely. She was so cool. Like we talked a lot. But in terms of now let's talk about diversity. Oh no need to be sorry, man. It's all good.
Oh look, there's
we're just having
there.
fun.
There's a black person right there, way in the background.
I mean,
this isn't a real shot from the movie, but it's just
somebody's
there.
Oh, with diversity, man. I'm not doing so good, am I? I need to get better at it.
I don't know, man. I haven't actually paid too much attention to it.
I know.
I mean, I don't think you should be paying attention to it that much unless you personally, if you're the writer-director, if you're writing something and you kind of want your cast to look a certain way, that's fine. But I wouldn't go out of my way, honestly, to make some kind of quota. But I would give consideration to... I like playing opposites. So one thing I like to do, for example, is the big buff guy who's like the muscle in movies and stuff.
Obviously, typecasted.
I make that guy the smart guy, and then I make the small guy the badass. You know,
and then you have Ken Anthony to do the role.
I'll make Ken Anthony the smart guy.
My thoughts on diversity is like, who gives a fucking shit about diversity? It's all about
people who don't get cast in movies.
Well,
and they're like mostly white.
Well, who gives a shit who plays who? It's all about you did it.
Black actors care.
That's why they call it Black Lives Matter, all right? But still, it all matters about it. It all goes down on how your audition went. If you got the part, you got the part. You did a good job. Who gives a fuck about if Batman or fucking I don't know, Captain America is played by a black dude? Who gives a shit? It's all about your audition. You did a good job with the film. You did a good job at the auditions. You got the part. That's why.
But is that really true when you look at a casting breakdown and it says 40 years old, Caucasian, blonde hair?
Unless you said that, that's different.
Well, that's what happens most of the time.
But it all goes down on like, diversity. Like, who gives a shit? It's all about, you got the part. You got the part. You did a good job.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of people protest that because on the back end of it, after the movie comes out, it may look like, and people may like to say, well, the best actor got the role. That may or may not be true. But in the beginning, they are looking for a certain thing.
That's different. But unless a film does not have any of that, then some people should not get fucking angry.
Unless a film doesn't have
any
diversity at all. Like, you mean like the Oscars?
It's hilarious.
Oh, you mean like the Oscars, sir?
Fuck the Oscars.
The Oscars?
Let's not get into that shit.
That's a perfect example.
Let's not get into that conversation right now. Fuck everybody's lives, man. No one matters.
Well, that's not actually what that protest is about.
No, in all honesty, like, to be serious, I'm being completely serious. I think any lives matters. I do think black lives do matter too because of the shit that's going on. But don't try to twist that shit at the Oscars. Because it's like, the Academy does have a hard time of nominating, a lot of African American actors and actresses. Yes, they do have a hard time recognizing, those people. But I feel like at the same time, like, they also nominate the same fucking people, like Denzel Washington, who always gets fucking nominated for every fucking movie he's in.
Well,
Oscar bait, man. He's a great actor. He's won like twice.
I think the whole point is it's not fair.
That's what But that's what I feel like I'm trying to say, is that it's not fair. I don't think that every nomination should be going to the same white person. I don't know. I think that each nomination should go to any person with different color. That's why diversity is important in terms of the Oscars.
Well, it's got to start with people like you and I who do write roles. Although we don't write Hollywood roles, we write little small, nothing indie roles in a tiny film market nobody knows or cares about. But it's something for people to get started with.
How to win an Oscar?
So it's like, as long as, like, when you envision your hero, you know what I'm saying? Just have a wider mind than just the white guy with blonde hair who's a smooth talk or whatever. Just have other heroes in mind. That's what I like to do.
Of course. I feel like the only way to win an Oscar for Best Picture is to make a movie that has a fuck ton of money, make over $400 million at the box office, and make a fucking mainstream movie. That's how you win.
But also don't go too far with it. Like, don't become, like, racist against white guys with blonde hair.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. No, movies like that are the ways to win Oscars now.
Because, I mean, I would like to say it's all about talent.
Oh, no.
But it's not all about talent. Sometimes you cast somebody because you like the way they look.
Oh, no. Movies about hating black people are the best way to win an Oscar. Fuck out of here with that shit. It's... No. I'm talking about every fucking movie that deals with racism is always it's always the best way to win a fucking Oscar.
I don't know about all that, but
It feels like that at times, though.
I don't know.
But I do agree with your point, though. I think that they should always give, like, they should nominate films that are, like, different. Because
They should nominate films based on a fair criteria, is what I think.
based on what is different, based on something that's beautiful, based on something that's well done.
Maybe not different, but
Well, yeah.
something that's fair. So if for example, what was a movie that you feel like shouldn't have been nominated?
What should have not?
Should not have been nominated?
Bohemian Rhapsody and Black Panther.
Why do you feel like those shouldn't have been nominated?
Because Bohemian Rhapsody falls into those films where it's so
I just
Oscar
opened a
bait.
can of worms right here.
Oh,
Just
no.
go ahead.
Number one, it's fucking Oscar bait. Okay, it's the same fucking genre we see in every fucking movie. It's about music, biopic shit.
Okay, and how about Black Panther?
Because it's fucking overrated. That's why.
I think it was way overrated too. It
Because-
had some good visuals, but it wasn't Best Picture.
Because some people were calling it a masterpiece. In which, okay, I like Ryan Coogler. If any film that deserves a fucking Oscar is Fruitvale Station, period. Not fucking Black Panther.
Maybe not sound so angry about the Black Panther thing.
No, because that fucking film was like everything. Like, it was trying to be like, oh, it's a comic book movie, not a fucking history movie. Damn.
Well, the Black Panther was not best picture quality to me
Right.
because I feel like the storytelling was weak. But that right there is an example of criteria that you can judge every movie on.
Because the Oscars used to nominate movies that are like very indie. And I really love when they did that back then. But back then, it was still, it was at the same time, they were doing Oscar bait movies like the Harvey Weinstein produced films. They were a really good example of Oscar bait. And the Oscars have always been rigged from the beginning.
Yeah, that's why people were upset and feeling like they're unfair.
A lot of people were upset that Saving Private Ryan did not win Best Picture.
Well, they can calm down.
Well, it's a great film. It's a masterpiece. But Shakespeare in Love won. And that's why I felt like that was rigged. That was messed up. Because Saving Private Ryan was winning every award. But it was Shakespeare.
And that's the part that's unfair.
But then it was Harvey Weinstein.
Also unfair.
But then it has people who were somewhat part of the fucking scandal. Ben Affleck, Gwyneth Paltrow. It's pretty obvious.
So giving everybody a fair shot is something that I would like to see.
I
in
feel-
film
yeah.
at every level, not just the Academy Award nominations, but at the casting room, giving somebody, if even when you've already got your leads in mind,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, and if even if you don't, you've already got the image of the lead in mind. You close yourself off from all possibilities of discovering something that you didn't think of, which is why I like to let actors do a lot of improv. I don't like to weigh them down with a lot of over description and dialogue. I kind of want them to create magic a lot.
Well, a film that I thought should be nominated, it's already nominated, but a film that should have won the awards, The Aviator. And it did win. But I feel like the movie should have won Best Picture and Best Director.
Did it get
It got nominated for basically the top
bunch of
category,
them.
for basically everything at the
It
Academy
just
Awards.
didn't win the Best Picture of that year.
Perfect copycat of Lord of the Rings character, the weird-looking alien midget. You're talking about Gollum, man. Gollum's awesome. I love Gollum. Don't get me wrong.
Precious.
My precious ring.
Oh, that's
I
too
can't do
good.
it.
That's too good.
It's too good.
It's too good.
Where's my precious?
Oh my
The
gosh.
precious ring. The gold asylum.
Stop before I murder you and stuff your body in the attic.
I'm having a sore fucking throat. The precious fucking ring. The Lord of the fucking Rings.
I'm
One
not
ring-
even kidding right now. You sound just like him.
One ring to rule them all, and one ring to fuck them all, and in the darkness behind them.
Bitch ass. Yeah, the midget character you just said is Gollum. It is.
Gollum.
It is Gollum.
Gollum.
Holy asylum.
Fuck out of here.
Gollum.
Yeah, Gollum's a great character though. I do love Andy Serkis's motion capture as Gollum. Pretty fucking badass. But yeah, I do think that The Aviator was nominated for like a lot of awards at the Academy Awards, but it should have won Best Picture as well. And I thought that Leonardo DiCaprio should have won Best Actor, as I said in the last podcast.
How many times did that guy get stiff for that award?
That guy got fucked like 4 times, and the 5th time he finally won, which was like about fucking time.
What the
again.
fuck did he win for again?
The Revenant. But the problem is with the Oscars
I
that
never even finished that
but
movie.
here's the thing, like the Oscars, they give it to movies that we're not even gonna fucking watch years from now. Like take Green Book.
Definitely not gonna watch.
You definitely wouldn't watch Green Book, right?
Well, I mean, I would watch it because in the sense that I would have forgotten it so easily, and then I want to refresh myself. But
I've only seen it like twice.
it's not a movie that has high replay value where you watch it a few times,
Yeah.
every so often.
Most of the Best Picture winners I've seen are not replay values. Like the only I would
you know
say
what has replay value? Interstellar. I enjoy that movie.
it does, but I still fucking have problems with it.
I love the fucking movie. I use
gotta
references from that movie all the time.
Maybe it should have won Best Picture.
Like, this is not the time for caution. Like,
Wait.
you just come out and just say that shit sometimes. It's
It's
just
a
so
great
funny.
film. It's a great film. Don't get me wrong, but are you saying that Birdman doesn't have that replay value?
I've only watched Birdman once.
And what did you think of the film?
I thought it was very interesting, but it did not have replay value for me. I only needed to see it once. Did it deserve the award that it got? Sure. I don't even remember if it got an award. I think it got nominated.
It won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, Best Cinematography.
I don't think it was all that great, but it was certainly very enjoyable. The one time through, I enjoyed it. Being somebody involved with the show business, an imitation of the show business industry. I'm not into theater, but
I
being
disagree with
involved,
you.
Well, being involved with it was interesting to me for that reason as well.
Nope, I disagree.
You disagree?
Birdman was a masterpiece. A motherfucking masterpiece.
All right, it was a masterpiece.
Moonlight. I mean, come on. Moonlight has a lot of it has replay values, but it doesn't have like a lot because it's so painful to watch. Because the film itself is just it's painful to watch. It's painful. It's a beautiful film, and it's a tough film. In a tough environment that we are all living in with bad drugs, coming of age stories, and A24 did such a great fucking job with Moonlight. And I thought when Moonlight won Best Picture, I was so happy because that is one of the best films of all time.
What year did it win Best Picture?
2016, La La Land won, and then it was and then they all thought it was false.
La La Land.
Yeah, La La Land is awesome too. La La Land deserved it too, but Moonlight fucking did it all.
I need to see Moonlight because I didn't
You
think
need to.
La La Land was as great as everyone.
Did you see La La Land?
I did see La La
Great
Land.
film. It was a great.
I'm not gonna call it a great film. No.
Oh fuck.
I consider a great film to be like if you're gonna grade it like a scale, the A's are like the greats. The B's are the goods and really goods, and then the C's were like kind of alright, whatever.
What would you consider to be a masterpiece? Like for you to consider like a great
Masterpiece
film?
would have to be like a 95 or better, son.
I mean, like a straight up 100.
Straight up 100.
Yeah, A plus.
Like a perfect.
Yeah, like A plus. 100 out of 100.
Well, we're gonna narrow that list down way. So basically, Quentin Tarantino will get a lot of credit for the originality of what he does. Interstellar is up there. Interstellar is awesome. For me, it's an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 is not enough. It's got to at least be a mid 80 to higher. It's got to at least be a 90.
Okay, 100 out of 100. Okay, Interstellar is one of them.
I don't know if it was 100 out of 100, but it was up there in the A's.
What about Inglourious Bastards?
Inglourious Bastards?
Is it an A plus masterpiece?
I don't know about A plus, but A, certainly at least A minus at least.
What would you give A plus? Inception. He just said Inception. Inception is an A plus for me. It's a masterpiece, in my opinion.
We're looking at a soft 80.
Fuck.
A soft 8. You know what? We're in the mid 70s for me. That movie was just approached the wrong way, and I'm sorry for all the Inception people out there, because there are people who live and die by that fucking movie. And you know what? I'm a Christopher Nolan fan as well.
I even listed it on my posts too.
But no, it wasn't. It was predictable. It was just not that interesting. I felt like it should have been told from Ellen Page's character perspective versus Leonardo DiCaprio's character's perspective. The experience just didn't make sense coming from the thief's point of view. It would have made more sense coming from somebody who wasn't familiar with the world and was learning it like we were.
What about The Dark Knight?
The Dark Knight was excellent.
10 out of 10?
I don't know about 10 out of 10. Look, you're asking a lot when you're saying, is the film perfect?
Like, what would you consider, like, any films
It's
you
at
watched?
least a 95.
That's not bad.
At least.
That's good, though.
No, it's great. It's at least a 95. We're in the A's right now.
But what's the issue that you have? Like, that stopped the other 5%. Was it too long?
I don't know. Hold on. Let me think about that.
Because I gave Toy Story the perfect grade. And I saw Toy Story 4. And do I think it's a masterpiece? I feel like each Toy Story movie
Is the fourth one out?
Yeah, I saw it this morning. I feel like every Toy Story movie is a masterful film. It's awesome. A plus. This one, it's an A. It's more of a 9.8 out of 10.
It's just noticeably not as good as the previous one.
I don't know. It's hard for me to find an issue with the film.
Very technically well done.
I mean, just because
Story good.
just because I have no issues with the movie doesn't mean I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Like, I will give it an A.
But what does it take? See, this is the issue
What does
that I'm
it
having.
take?
What does it take to go from the 95 or the 98 to the 100 for it to be perfect for you?
I don't know. I feel like not everything needs an A plus.
It's got to have that special sauce, whatever it is.
Maybe
right?
there's one small little issue. It's a nitpick. There is a scene at the end of Toy Story 4 where it's like, I don't know if this was continuity wise, but we are seeing with the two bears with Key and Peele. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna spoil it because this does appear at the end of Toy Story 4.
Wow.
There's a scene where I feel like they're, as Woody and Bo Peep and Buzz are all, they're about to take off. And then suddenly, like, they're not even, like, they're there. But when we see all the characters leave, it's like, where the fuck were they? Because those bears in the movie, they really want a home. Right? Key and Peele, like, they voiced these bears, and they kept talking about how they want a kid, like, as in, Toy Story, like, how Woody and Buzz and all the toys are Andy's toys. Mm-hmm. They want a kid to love, and they never do it. They just never do it.
Well, I think you just spoiled it a little bit.
Well, no. That was just a little minor issue.
Yeah, but it's a major point of the story, isn't it?
No,
No, it's not. Okay.
no. That's not really a no, because they're not the main characters of the movie. That would stop me from giving it an A+, I guess.
Okay.
I would say there's one little issue, like a little like nitpick. Will it excuse the whole movie? Yeah, but still. I would say Endgame. Endgame's an A+. It's a 10 out of 10. It's the perfect film.
Stop talking right now.
No. Endgame is everything
right now.
I want for a Marvel film to be.
What about Infinity Wars? Was that an A+?
It's not an A+.
What was it? It was a B?
No. A-.
A-.
Yeah.
Even putting it in the A's is too much, bro.
I can't. I
You
just
know
can't
what?
give it a B.
You gotta come back and we'll do a film analysis. We'll discuss our
I would love to.
criteria
I would
for
love
what
to.
we feel is good.
Good
filmmaking.
Burger. Good Burger is not an A+ for me. It is more of a guilty pleasure. Those are films that I actually grew up loving, and I do love Good Burger. I think it's a great film, but it's not something I would consider a 10 out of 10.
It's just not a Mondo burger.
Yeah, it's just not Mondo Burger enough for me to like give it an A+. So I think I will look at it as more of a guilty pleasure, because
I hate when people use that term.
I hate it too, but it's film world we're living in, so we have to use that term, or else we don't know what the fuck we're talking
No,
about.
actually, we're not being forced to use it, but
We're eventually gonna have to if it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I will never surrender.
That's on you, but that's just how I feel. B+ for Good Burger. Yeah, I would give Good Burger a B+.
But for a film to be perfect,
For a film to be perfect,
it's got to connect with more than just what we feel is the technical goods of storytelling, of lighting, of all that stuff. It's got to have certain personal.
do you think Psycho is one of them?
Psycho?
Yeah, Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho.
No.
Do you think it's
No, I don't think it's perfect. First of all, it's a different era. I don't connect with movies that are in a different era like that.
I do.
I just don't.
I'll give you my list.
I mean, I connect with certain things like Midnight Cowboy. I connected with that.
So that's a 10 out of 10, maybe?
But the thing is, I have a bias against older looking stuff. So that's kind of why whenever I say I like something that was older, it means it had a really good fucking story. Because it takes a bit for me to even be interested enough to watch it.
I'd like to give you my list of films that I would consider to be perfect. It would have to be everything that I want.
What would be your number one hit? Your number one perfect film hit? Your favorite?
The Dark Knight did. Well, you can't have a number one.
You can have a number one.
If you're talking about like number one film of all time, The Dark Knight.
That would be your best 100 film?
The Dark Knight is easily a 10 out of 10. It was everything for a Batman film, and it did a great job. Movies that are like over 2 hours, like 2 hours and 30 minutes, are the films that are A+.
I will agree with 95% of you on that. So I would give it like a 95 at least. So there's some days when I can give it a 98. But here's the problem with The Dark Knight for me. And I know I started that sentence off like, what the
Wild Wild West is an F. That is the worst film I've seen. Well, actually, no, I actually haven't seen Wild Wild West, to be honest. So I can't say anything, but I know a lot of people hated that film.
But here was my issue with The Dark Knight. Here's my only issue, really, with The Dark Knight.
Critics.
Because everything was great. I loved the film. Everything. My only issue was the fact that Christian Bale playing Batman was not the actual Batman, Bruce Wayne. He was kind of like him in that, you remember when he cut out the hole of the brick and he found like the bullet fragments and put that together with the technology?
Yeah.
The problem that I had is that he wasn't a real detective. And those are my favorite kind of characters. I like detective characters. Not police, but just people who have the ability to figure things out.
I think Christopher Nolan wanted to make this Batman character a very different character. One that's not always like the comics, but someone very different. Because Christopher Nolan's always he's an original man. He's full of originalities, and I think that his vision is to create something that's like very original.
Sorry, by the way, I'm ordering the food right now. Did you want anything?
What are you ordering?
I'm thinking about getting some Chinese
Just give me fries.
fries.
Yeah, fries.
I don't know if they got fries.
I think that Nolan's take on a comic book film, he doesn't want it to be exactly like comic books, because you could just read that comic book and know what happens at the end.
Good.
He wants to be original. He wants to take that into an original approach. And Batman is more of the symbol of a vigilante. He doesn't want Batman to be viewed as a hero, because he is a man who has done flaws. He's a man with flaws in life.
I think he did want him to be viewed as a hero.
He did, but
he wanted to distinguish between this white knight concept of a hero and the dark knight concept of a hero,
which leads to he has to make a decision whether he wants to be a hero or does he want to be a protector. And that's the thing. You see, the audience wants them to think he's a hero, but Christopher Nolan, as a filmmaker, doesn't really want that. He wants Batman to be viewed as a man who has flaws, who is not perfect, who has a tough problem in life. And that's what I love about The Dark Knight. It was everything I wanted. It took a lot for a film for me to give it A+. It would have to be everything. No rushing. It takes its time. It could be an hour. It can be an hour and 50 minutes. It can be 2 hours.
The better it is, the longer it should be, if you ask me.
But if it's over 2 hours and 30 minutes, that's how I would give it an A+, because the film is non-stop. If it's a non-stop scene that goes from one scene to another and it gets awesome and it builds up, that's how I give it an A+.
That was one of the things that even people who are not movie buffs were saying about The Dark Knight. It was like it was nonstop action from the beginning.
And that's why I gave The Dark Knight an A+. It is a masterpiece. I saw it when I was a kid and I loved every fucking minute of that fucking film. Heath Ledger, God rest his fucking soul, was fucking awesome as the Joker. That guy scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, he was the best thing about The Dark Knight.
No, he was not.
No, he was the best thing about The Dark Knight.
He was the best Joker I have seen.
No, let me give you my argument for why he's the best thing about The Dark Knight. Because he was, number one, the best Joker. The Joker, and this is the reason that I couldn't have a good detective character with the movie that I liked, is because he was so smart and so genius. Having a detective mirror him would kind of take them both down a little bit. It would just kind of trivialize how special he was. But having a villain who is smarter than the hero, stronger, willing to do things that the hero isn't willing to do, to the point where the hero starts to make choices that he shouldn't make. He knew he shouldn't have been spying on 23 million people with that cell phone technology. That's what he knew that, but he was willing to do it to beat this one villain. And that's why the whole question of,
why so serious?
No, how far are you going to go to do it? Because when he told him that story about the villain who was robbing the caravans and they couldn't catch him, and it's like they burned the whole forest down just to catch that one guy.
And the Joker put a phone in the guy's stomach, which was holy shit, that was fucking incredible. I don't know how he did that, but that's my Joker. The Joker who is full of chaos, resentment, and just wants to do it because he feels like he wants to do something out of his own time. And that's what I love about the Joker.
He was a dark one.
He was like the comic, but he took it into a very serious, dark approach. Did it make me cry? No. It made me it made me happy even. It made me more happy.
It made me scared.
It terrified me, which was
so
awesome.
Because he was so successful in what he was doing.
And that's another thing. Like, for me, it's more than just the Joker. The best thing about The Dark Knight is Batman, the Joker, Christopher Nolan's originality and realistic take on these characters.
But you're not going to say the Joker was the best part of it?
The Joker was the biggest best part of the film.
So that's the point that I was making.
But for me, there was more to it.
No, it was all those things, but I think out of all those things, the Joker was the most important ingredient for us to think that The Dark Knight was great. Because remember, Batman Begins came out before that, and nobody thought that was great.
I think that from what I'm trying to say is, like, there were 5 best things about the movie. But the number one thing if I were to pick number one out of the 5, it would be the Joker.
I would also pick the Joker too.
The Joker is easily, out of the 5 best parts of this movie, is what really made this film a masterpiece. But it wasn't just him. As I said, it's Christian Bale, the masterpiece, the masterful A+ performances, the cinematography, the story, the fucking badass ideas that the Joker had, like fucking blow up a hospital, the fight scene shot in IMAX, beautiful.
Yeah, the IMAX was beautiful.
The best way to open up the film, the opening score, I fucking love it. And I do think it's better than The Dark Knight Rises, to be honest. Even though it's an A+ too. I love The Dark Knight Rises. That's a masterpiece.
I'm almost insulted that they called it the same thing, but yeah. I don't know about a masterpiece.
What's another masterpiece I would say A+? The Aviator?
Number one,
The Aviator?
Bane didn't top the Joker to me.
Bane was awesome in my opinion.
Bane was good. He didn't top the Joker. You know why? But here's the thing. They tried to make him bigger than the Joker, but I don't think that they understood why the Joker was so potent in the previous movie, because they could have taken that same insight and made Bane an even bigger than life character. Bane could have been Hitler.
Bane was Hitler in my opinion.
No, he tried to be Hitler. Bane could have been Hitler. Bane could have been somebody who was changing minds in our country about things, and the Joker started to do that when he tried to make the passengers' shoes to blow up the other bus. The fight for the soul of Gotham is what they call that. Bane could have been the guy who was starting to change society the way that Hitler was.
Now, what's another A pluses? I'll give you just I'll give you 20 movies, and I won't dive into why, but it's pretty obvious.
Okay.
Psycho,
The old one. Okay.
of course, Dark Knight. Of course, no. I'm gonna start from 1 to 20. Dark Knight. That's an honorable one. That's an honorable masterpiece.
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
So all of these other ones are going to be better than it.
No, I'm fucking with you. So number 1 is The Dark Knight. Number 2 is Psycho, directed by Alfred Hitchcock. Number 3 is The Aviator.
Okay.
Number 4 would be The Departed, because that's a 10 out of 10, easily. Number 5 would be Lady Bird. Number 6 would be $2.01: A Space Odyssey, classic film. 7 would be Her.
Okay, I'm on the same page with you with Her, and
It was everything.
I haven't seen Lady Bird yet.
Number 8 would be The Matrix. Number 9 would be, I said it,
Well, at the time when it came out, it was the shit. Absolutely.
and now it still is the shit.
I don't know about all that. I just watched it recently.
Number 9 would be, it's a very tough one. Number 9 would be Inglourious Bastards.
And are you getting better or worse with these choices? Are these better than the previous, or are they like not as
These
good?
are just like the best one. I think it's like,
Okay.
if I were to choose my favorite out of
Keep
all their
going.
filmmakers. Number 10 would be not the Avengers. I don't think it's like the perfect movie. I think it's got problems too.
Okay. Is that on this list?
No. None of the MCU movies are on this list. They're just more of like period pieces or like masterpieces. Like, and it's not just going to be like modern, it's also going to be like years as well.
That's not on this list?
I would love to, man. I would love to. But it's 20. It's 20.
You can't get in.
I can't do everything all at once, man. Number 10 would be definitely Swingers with Vince Vaughn.
I dig Swingers, but did you see Go?
No.
You've never seen Go?
No.
Well, if you like Swingers by Doug Liman, you're gonna like Go.
That was Doug Liman.
He's the director of Swingers.
I know. I would love to put Edge of Tomorrow because that's an A+, but I can't.
It's not an A+.
It is to me.
It's a really strong B.
What the fuck?
It's a really strong B.
Mid-90s, directed by Jonah Hill. Classic fucking film. Loved it. Forrest Gump, no, I wouldn't. It's a little overrated. To me.
Overrated.
Yeah. Gladiator? Gladiator's good, but it's not an A+. It's an A. What would be a fucking A+? I'm trying to fucking think. What would be a masterpiece? Lord of the Rings, but I wouldn't put it on the list.
Lord of the Rings is not on the list?
Nope.
Why? Just
Because it's 20.
The other ones?
It's 20 movies, man.
Yeah,
It's 20 movies.
3 movies.
Now I'm down to like 9 left. 9 left. What would it be? I think Superbad is fucking awesome too, but I can't put it on the list. I don't know. 12 Angry Men. Fantastic film with I think it's Henry Fonda that's in it. I would say The Shining. What else? 10 Things I Hate About You.
Okay.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, that's an A+ movie for me. It is. It is. I know what you're gonna say. You may not like it, but it's fine.
I just didn't understand why
It
people just love that movie
it-
so goddamn
it
much.
takes multiple viewings, man, to watch it. No Country for Old Men. That's another one. A fucking plus. Let's see. Am I down now? Am I down 6 more? Please, 6 more.
Bro, you're on number 15.
I'm at 15 already.
Yeah, I think so.
So number 15 would be Juno.
Juno's up there.
Number 16, fucking number 16. God fucking damn it. This is a tough ass list, man. It's like the end of the world.
Is it really though?
No. Fuck no. It never is. Fuck man. Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Okay.
Shaun of the Dead.
Okay.
18 would be West Side Story. 10 out of 10, obviously. Number 19 would be Number 19. Fuck. Number 19. Let me see. I'm trying to think. Number 19. I want to say RoboCop, but it's got fucking problems. I would say Zodiac. Number 20. Shit. 20.
Does it ever feel like you're living the same life over and over and over again?
Yeah. Why did you record that for, man?
It's automatic.
It's automatic.
Yeah. It when it senses movement, it records it in 5-second clips.
Good point. Number 20 would be. It's a really tough one. It's very tough to say this one.
Like, I don't know when it went out.
Oh, do you want me to keep on talking or not?
It's not really that bad.
It's not really that big of a deal. Can I?
It's because the card got filled up.
Okay. Well, want me to continue?
So we're back on now.
Yep.
So we're just saying goodbye. So we
Yep.
want to thank Anthony for bringing his insight with filmmaking locally. It always helps us all to understand what it's like to be on the other side. If you're the actor, what it's like to be the cinematographer, editor, anyone else who's doing the work that you don't see. So we do thank you for letting us know.
And I really want to appreciate, talking about this with you, because I know there's going to be a lot of young and upcoming filmmakers who are just starting out. And in case you bump into these issues, for these new filmmakers, if you're watching this video, I just want to say, you're always going to have bad days on set, but you got to look at it as this way. It's better than doing anything else. It's literally better than doing nothing in the world. And when you're working with crew members, if you don't like them, if you think they're doing a bad job, don't end up like me. Like, don't go on the podcast and say it, because you should be very careful what comes out of your mouth. And it might come off as slander, it might come off as something different, but just understand it's a small world and you have to be careful about what you say.
Absolutely.
And I know I've said things, but I've always viewed it as a venting situation. I've always looked at this podcast as a healthy way for me to vent, but it kind of turns it to the worst. I don't mind talking about the shit that I experience on set and, saying, hey, some people are douchebags on set, but if I'm mentioning names,
sometimes it doesn't help.
Sometimes it does not help, especially when you're mentioning names, which makes things a lot worse. So again, this is the last time. I do apologize, for all that, and that wasn't myself at the last podcast, but this one, I think this one was really good. This was a lot better, a lot more I would say counterproductive. Would you best describe it? I would say more of a smooth and professional podcast.
I'd say productive makes sense, except for the audio issues.
Yeah, despite audio issues, I'm really glad that I apologize on air. It was really good that I apologized on air, and I'm really glad that once they see this video, I really hope that. Well, they've already forgiven me, but I really hope that they're grateful that I made the apology on air, and I hope it made them feel more better. I really hope that they can move on and stop thinking about that every day, even though you have every reason to feel upset. You have every reason, but
it's like a backhanded compliment.
I'm kidding. But I really hope they understand and move on. That's all, because I've already moved on now. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to, now that I've already apologized and I've already given them a shout out, I'm ready to move on and start a new day.
Well, that's good. On that note, we will call this a day. We want to say thank you, everyone, for tuning in to episode 20 of Tampa Film Podcast with Anthony Caban, a local actor and independent filmmaker, currently in the middle of 2 films, JLA United and, of course, Survival of the Apocalypse. I want to thank you for sharing your insight and, letting us know what it's like on the director, producer side and putting things together. And I'm hoping everything goes well.
Thank you.
With you on your last day of shooting on July 14th. Yes. July 14th. Everybody involved with the production, good luck to you guys. Please show up on your days to shoot. And good night, everybody. We out.
All righty, guys.